It's your boy OK Big Laz and Planetary Lounge here, and we're, you know,
Chilling.
it's time for another video. Today we're going to be talking about love and poetry. We're going to probably do a couple about poetry, but this one's about love. And unless your poem's different. Is your poem about
My
love?
poem's a little dark, so let's get to that.
Is it dark love, though?
Yeah.
Or just dark, dark?
It's just dark.
Alright, well, I'm going to go first, and then we'll talk about her poem. But we both write. We both feel it's a way that we can express ourselves. I personally think that I'm better than my sister.
I think you are too, for the most part.
It's the one thing that I can claim about being better than her. She's like better than me at everything else, but I think I got her beat in poetry.
Yeah, poetry is just how a burst of energy of how I feel, and I don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna write it and put it out there, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's kind of how I do it.
And me, it's
more soulful for him.
It's soulful for me, like I bottle up things, and as I bottle them up, I bottle them up, I bottle them up. When I'm writing, whether I'm writing a short story or poetry, I get to vent all of that out. And it catches up on the things that I didn't even know I was bottling up. Like, I can be talking to a girl for 2 years, and I'm in a relationship with her, and I love her. I tell her I love her, but I don't realize really what that love is until I finally write it down one day, and I'm like, wow, this is really how I feel about it. But anyway, straight to the poem. I wrote this poem. I was with a female for a little while. And I was starting to understand love. I wouldn't say that my relationship with her I wasn't completely infatuated with her, but I can see that. I can see it as a possibility.
Oops, death to the iPad.
Death, right. But I can see it as a possibility. She was somebody that I was like, she could be my wife one day. But, let's see how the relationship works. And, as I began to love her, I was curious of what love really is, and I wrote this poem. So we flock together in our puddle of love like two doves side by side, because I know our love has known each other always. We travel down hallways of uncertainty, certainly learning to undress each other by unveiling our eyes and sharing each other under the covers of our conversation. We're aware that time is wasted, so we save every sacred second of our high until suddenly footprints painted across the sky. I love you. Deeper than the Atlantic, go frantic on my thoughts without you. I go Stevie when I wonder, when I see me without you. You're my high that takes away the pain. With you next to me, you are my ecstasy. And although we're just ordinary people, you still have me like John Legend as we get lifted looking down on heaven, with your wings carrying me, and that's why I say I love you. See, because you are my angel.
That was lovely.
And I like I said, I wouldn't say personally that I was feeling that strongly towards her. It was just
inspired in the light of.
Inspired in the light of, yes.
That's the best way to put it.
And like I said, it's a way that I get to express myself in that topic. I seem to write about love a lot because I'm curious about it. What is love? Coming from the little player I am.
I got a question.
And ask away.
Okay, I'm the type of person who thirsts for it. Like, I just want to touch it, taste it, bathe in it, just swim around in it. That's my main goal in life, is to love and be loved as much as humanly possible. Some people aren't like that, though. Like, I've come to meet people who just really just don't care about love, or think that it's a myth or something. But I think that it's not a tangible thing, but it is one of the most powerful things in this world. That and belief. I really believe that belief and faith, love, belief, and faith are the three strongest things, that this universe has ever seen. But are you like that? Are you?
Mine is different. I'm not the person that doesn't care about it. I'm not the person that, wants to just go and bask in it like you are. I'm more of the person who wants to understand it. How could something...
Like, how does it work mechanically?
Yes, well,
okay.
That's my aspect of everything, though. I want to know what this is. I want to know how it works. Why does it make us think this way? Why is it that this certain person... Is it because I finally understand myself because I can understand her?
I think it's a little bit of that, but it's a lot deeper.
It's more than that,
mm-hmm.
And that's what is this thing? You know, everybody talks about it, but nobody knows what it really is. You know, nobody can truly define love until they finally are in it. And you know, I've seen people try to describe love, and I've seen people describe love, and there's a complete difference. Through poetry, you can tell who's experienced something, who's questioning something, who's, you know, actually in it, and who's doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, and the more I understand love through relationships, I can, you know, figure out my spot. But
okay.
One more question.
Okay, do you think that there are different gauges in love? Because
Of course, you know, there's levels of love.
Because
There's
I don't
different
really hear
types of
anybody talk about that. No one ever talks about levels, and I think that's I use the word gauges, but I think levels is a better explanation because you know, some people don't love until, you know, certain situations have happened where they've had to push through, you know, that wall, or push through what they thought, or push through whatever they had to push through to get on the other side and be like, yeah, I really do love this person. And then there's people who are instantaneously in love. You know, I do believe that people instantaneously do fall in love at periods in their life.
Because I'm instantaneously in love with Corinne Bailey Rae. Love that woman to death. I had to.
You gotta give her a shout out. You want to just let her?
Bailey Rae. If you ever see this video and you're like, who's that interesting guy? You can follow me on Twitter. You don't even have to acknowledge me. Just the fact that there's a possibility that you could look at this makes me happy. But you know, I think that people can be instantaneously in love. You know, you see this person and it's just something about them.
It's something that draws you to them. I have that.
But at the same time, it can grow on you. It can be that person that you couldn't stand at first, and
that's true too. That's a different side of love, and those
that's
tend to
all
be the
love.
most
There's all different sides. There's different levels. You can love your friends. You can love your family. You can love
your cat. You can love your dog.
It's all different types of love. You can love this book. But enough of love. We're 7 minutes in, so we're gonna talk about my sister's poem. She's gonna go ahead and read it for me.
Okay, yeah, like I said, it is very dark, and it was I wrote it years ago, probably at least 5 years ago, I could say that. And I was just in a very depressed, dark mood, and if, like you said, if you've seen some of our videos, you can kind of understand, you know, a little bit more about me. But the title is called Forgive, even though it has nothing to do with forgiveness. It has to do with the lack thereof and what it can actually do to the inside of you. It said, tears bleed from my chest and onto thy page, questions left unanswered within thy heart's rage, confusion seeping through my mind, slowing down to catch up, and thyself is left abrupt. Like I said, it's a little dim and dark, but it was a moment in time, and that's how I write. I write my poetry a moment in time to capture it, let it out, let it go.
I like the fact that, like you said, it's a moment in time. You know, throughout your poetry, me and my sister are real tight, and we've been writing since
I could write.
I could write, yeah. So, you know, we've always shared each other's poems, even if I snuck in her room and read them without her knowing. But
that's great. Thanks for telling me all these years later. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
But you know, all your style is to write in that moment of time. It's like you're taking a picture, like you're stopping time right there, and you're telling me how exactly you feel.
That's
while mine is, it seems more of, I'm curious about this, or I want to break this down, or I have a lot of different styles.
Like almost your engineering mind.
Yeah,
I get it.
Mine has a lot more styles, but hers, she writes one type of way. That's it. It's, you read her stuff and it's just a snapshot in time, and that is whether it's love, it's dark, it's that you can feel that exact emotion. While mine, I can tell a story in it.
Yeah, I can't tell a story. I mean, I can tell a story if I'm writing a story, but with my poetry, I'm not like that. I'm more of a, you're right, like a Polaroid picture of how I feel at that burst of energy moment. Because when I write, the words come to me so quickly and so fluidly, and I very rarely have to edit my work unless I spell something, because I'm a horrible speller for a writer. I don't know why. I wonder if there's any other writers. Please leave comments. If you can write and love to write but cannot spell, I'm there with you, because spell check is my best friend. But you know, when I write, it is a very burst of energy, whether it's good, bad. You know, it's me. It's just me at that point in time.
Well, I
Oh
truly
yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah,
your
we're at
poem.
10.